When evil lurks, remember the 7 rules. Don't use electricity. Don't stay close to animals. Don't take anything near the afflicted. Don't harm the afflicted. Don't call the evil by name. Don't shoot them with firearms. And most importantly, don't be afraid of dying. Other than that, enjoy the apocalypse. Welcome back, horror fans. I'm Leo, and Bootube Breakdowns is here to save your spooky movie night. Right off the bat, When Evil Lurks scores a 6.8 out of 10, landing it in our Ghoul Drool category. But here's the twist. I've already had my possessed ex-wife eat my son's brains like popcorn to get you this rating, and in a few minutes I'll show you exactly why it earned this rating. Let's break down how this interesting take on the biblical apocalypse got its Bootube verdict and keep your movie night from flatlining. If you disagree with my score at the end of the video, be sure to let me know how much you want to dump a morbidly obese rotting person out the back of a pickup truck about it in the comment section. So first, let's explore what this movie is about. When Evil Lurks is a 2023 Argentinian horror film directed by Demian Rugna. The story begins in a rural village where 2 brothers, Pedro and Jimmy, discover a man infected with a demonic presence known as a rotten. This entity is on the verge of giving birth to pure evil. After authorities fail to act, the brothers' attempt to dispose of the body unintentionally releases a demonic force. The chaos spreads rapidly as possessions and violent deaths escalate. The film shows their desperate journey to protect their loved ones and escape the growing evil. Traditional weapons and tactics prove useless, as strict supernatural rules must be followed to avoid becoming possessed. As the rules are broken one by one, the evil gains strength. The story becomes a grim reflection on family trauma and the limits of human control. The film ends with a haunting reminder that some evils cannot be contained or defeated by conventional means. So now you know the plot, but the question is, how well does this reflect the story actually told? The story in When Evil Lurks is a wild, gritty twist on the Book of Revelation, hell unleashed right here on Earth. In this world, churches are dead, priests are fraud, and demonic possessions is just another Tuesday. What I love most? The writers respect the audience's intelligence. There's no awkward exposition dumps, just characters talking like this nightmare is their reality, and you're expected to catch up. You follow a desperate man with a shady past trying to save his family from the evil he accidentally lets loose. The story unfolds, that sense of dread never lets go. You're not watching heroes, you're watching people barely surviving in a world circling the drain. And when the climax hits, it's hinted that the Antichrist himself has shown up to crash the party. There's no tired tropes, no eye-roll moments, just raw, relentless survival story that actually delivers. Story-wise, this one earns a solid 8 out of 10 for me. But does the story flow or does it stagnate? Let's see if the pacing kept it alive. Let's talk about the pacing for a second, because When Evil Lurks does like to take its time. There are long stretches where really nothing happens, just quiet tension, simmering dread, and characters sitting in uncomfortable silence or reflecting on what just happened in the previous scene. It almost feels like the movie is daring you to get comfortable, then out of nowhere, bam, the evil returns. The violence in this film doesn't build. It erupts, fast, loud, horrifying, before dropping you right back into the stillness. Pedro, our lead, spends most of the film on the run, trapped in a car with his family, trying to keep them safe while hiding the full nightmare they're facing. The slow moments are meant to feel heavy, even fatiguing, like you're stuck in this creeping apocalypse right alongside them. And honestly, that's kind of genius, but it also makes significant parts of the movie drag. If you're in it for non-stop action, this one's gonna test your patience. But if you like horror with a slow burn and sudden trauma, this one hits pretty hard. For pacing, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Deliberate, unsettling, but not for the impatient. Next up, does the film deliver the booze? Let's find out. So how scary is When Evil Lurks? Honestly, I'm still trying to find anything in this movie that wasn't terrifying. The evil here isn't loud or flashy, it just lurks in the background, watching and above all, waiting for you to slip up. You've got possession, body horror, gory kills, animal attacks, cannibalism, you name it, it's in here. But what really got under my skin was how the evil doesn't just possess people, it manipulates, infects, and spreads like a sick idea. This isn't demon convulses a body for 30 seconds horror. It's you kill a goat, now your wife's chopping your head off with an axe kind of horror. The evil jumps from host to host so fast you can't even keep up, and every time it shows up, somebody dies. There's nothing wildly new in the scare department, but it's executed so well you just don't care. The best part? No cheap scares, just thick, oppressive tension that grips you the whole ride. I'm giving the fear factor a 7 out of 10. Solid scares, great execution, and kept me paranoid the entire time. But hey, any movie that makes me side-eye my dog afterwards, that's doing something right. At this point, you're probably wondering how fun the movie is. First, let's talk about the birth of the Antichrist angle, because this movie flips the script in the best way. Most movies go the usual route. Creepy kid, demon soul, spooky powers, people die, yada yada yada. But this one tosses that trope straight out the window. There's no evils in this one child setup. Instead, the evil is everywhere, and it's coming for everyone, no matter where you run. It could have played like Evil Dead or Cabin in the Woods, but by putting the characters on the road the whole time, it hammers home that nowhere is safe. And then comes one of the most haunting scenes in the movie. The demon, in the form of a child, gently touches Jimmy's forehead with blood-covered fingers, leaving 4 crimson streaks as he walks away into the sunrise. Later, Jimmy tries to wash it off in the shower, but it's still there. Subtle, chilling, and boom, Mark of the Beast confirmed. I absolutely love this twist on the Antichrist trope, and how the film lets those eerie moments speak without over-explaining a thing, which gives this movie a 7 out of 10 in the fun factor. Now, alright, time to talk about that ending. Because when Evil Lurks doesn't go out with a bang, so much as a slow, brutal collapse. Without spoiling anything, I'll say this. If you view the movie as a tragic drama with horror elements, the ending actually works really well. Every character is accounted for, all the loose ends are tied up, and by the time the credits roll, there's nothing left but despair. It's a bleak, emotionally heavy finale that shows just how deeply arrogance and desperation doomed these people from the start. However, if you're coming at this as a horror fan, hoping for some explosive final scare or twist, it's a little underwhelming. The most intriguing part of the story, the Antichrist himself, only gets a small, eerie spotlight before walking away into the sunrise. And let's be honest, we knew things weren't going to end well for the protagonist, so it didn't exactly shock us when the worst happened. It's a story ending from a narrative perspective, but not a particularly scary one. So for this reason, we're going to give it a 6 out of 10. Great if you love slow burn tragedy, a bit tame if you wanted full-blown horror chaos. Still, it stuck the landing in its own way, and that's rare enough for horror to respect. So that's Bootube Breakdowns' take on When Evil Lurks. I gave you a 6.8 out of 10 score, placing it in the Ghoul Drool category. It's definitely a movie I would watch to appreciate it artistically, but I'm not losing sleep over it. Do you agree with my rating? Scream your score in the comments section and tell me what horror flick I should gut next. If this saved your spooky vibes, smash that like, share with your horror crew, and subscribe to Bootube Breakdowns for more killer verdicts. Keep it creepy, and I'll haunt you in the next review.